All right, guys, so we're taking a pause on the kitchen. What we're gonna do here is prepare this for insulation. We got all of our insulation over here. This is gonna be for the attic and the walls. On the bottom, exposed to the exterior, we're doing a closed cell foam. I have, I think, 800 board foot. That's gonna be a whole different video. Today we're just gonna be starting this, and then I have to run the doorbell wire to this door over here real fast just before we close this in. It's starting to get chilly in the morning, so that's why we're trying to get this up right now. All right, so I just threw some caulk around that hole of where that doorbell wire is going out. That way there's no exposure to the outside, no bugs getting through there. It's sealed. So let's get to this insulation. We are gonna be using this R19 faced bats, has the paper face on it. So that's gonna be perfect for our stud lengths on the wall. And we went with the 19 over the 21. There was an astronomical difference in pricing. It was almost double to get R21 versus 19. So we just went ahead, did the 19. You know, who knows? Maybe down the road, save, or we would have saved or lost a few pennies. I don't know. But let's get this up. All right, guys, so this exterior wall is all insulated, all nice and done up. We used some big gap filler in some areas on some smaller pieces there. Now what we have to do is go up here where we connected to the existing building. And since this is all gonna be stuffed up with insulation, we're gonna cut this plywood back. That way the air will be able to breathe, because if not, the insulation will clog this area up, and then basically this 10-foot portion here will not be breathing anymore. So we're gonna give it some airflow. That way we don't have any mold issues down the road. So we're gonna cut this back real fast. It's nothing super crazy. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add over here our vents to prevent the insulation from pushing all the way up and stopping the air from flowing. All right, so we have our saw adjusted. So we just cut through this plywood. We don't want to be cutting through our rafters. So we're just gonna cut out a rough triangle and try to give it as much flow as possible. This plywood is in there darn good. I was having trouble getting it out with the circular saw, so what I just went ahead and did is I'm ripping it down on the rafters. A little bit of leftover material up here, but it's gonna get us the airflow. That is not working well, so let's keep doing this. We have a little bit left to do and we'll be done. All right guys, now that this is opened up, I think that should be sufficient airflow to where it's gonna be blocked off. So we're gonna go ahead and move on, put our vents over here. We're just gonna be using this ProVent plastic vent to prevent it from sealing off the airflow and creating a moisture issue. I went with this over the styrofoam. I felt like it was a little bit more sturdy. It might be a little bit more expensive. That's for you to make your own decision on if you want to go with the cheap styrofoam or the plastic. All right guys, we just got those up. Had to make a few cuts on some places. Over here in the last one, it's kind of an awkward area. What I just did was have some thin gauge aluminum sitting around. I kind of just bent it in here. It's gonna block it from pushing up and blocking this whole airflow area. So it should let the air flow up into here. All right guys, so I just went ahead and marked where our strapping is going to go. We bought 8-foot or 8-foot pieces because I don't have a roof rack on my truck and I don't want to be dangling 16-foot pieces down the road. So with that, we'll have to do 2 on each run. And so I marked obviously 3 points on here so we can get a nice straight line and set up to hang that drywall. A lot easier than hitting the 2x. You can do that, and that's how it was in there. Your margin for error is a lot less, and this is 24 on center, so you really have to do it anyway. If we went 16, could have been a little bit different story, but let's get it done. All right guys, so we're gonna start hanging our strapping. We're using just a nail gun, 2-inch, a little bit over 2-inch nails. They happen to be ring shank, it's what I had. You don't necessarily need that, but we're probably gonna put 2 on each rafter here. Make sure you use heavy duty nails or screws or something, not little brads or anything like that, because you're gonna have a lot of weight on that ceiling and you don't want it to fall down. So. All right guys, the strapping is all up. We're moving right along. Since we got those vents ready, we got the strapping ready. I have the insulation for this up here, but I'm not gonna put it in because we don't have the roof on yet and it's not vented. I just don't want moisture to build up with this here. Roof's gonna be going on soon, so not that long we should be able to get the insulation in and get some drywall up. The nice thing about the strapping is that it's gonna hold this insulation up for us. We're not going to be doing a vapor barrier because we already have the faced insulation. But yeah, progress guys. It's a lot of work, but definitely is going to be worth it in the end. As you can see, we've already been using this as the dining room, so have to work around it, but make it happen. If you guys aren't already subscribed, make sure you drop down below, hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps our channel as we grow.